everyone. A very good afternoon to all those who've joined us today. Good morning, good evening to people who've joined us from across the pond, from different parts of the world. Thanks so much for joining another Lead Squared webinar. Just to give you an insight on Lead Squared webinars, we do this every week. We have it across use cases, across industries. So, do tune in from time to time, see if there's a topic that interests you, and we will take it forward from there. Now, coming to the topic today, we are discussing the real estate sector. So, of course, how real estate developers and brokers can survive and thrive post COVID. So, just again a quick input here. We've been doing sessions specifically for different industries. This is solely for the real estate sector, so I'm really hoping that this would be useful to all those from the same sector. Some of the things that we'll cover are, of course, managing a remote workforce. Like a lot of us are still working from home, we really don't know when things will normalize. So how do you manage your workforce then? What you can do to ensure prospects remain warm for purchase, empowering your team, of course, with the right tools, and certain a few new features like inventory management in Lead Squared and post sales real estate processes within Lead Squared. So lots of big names there. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker for the day. He's Praneeth from Inmost. He's the founder there. Praneeth, if you could please share a few lines, your background, few lines about Inmost, and are you excited to do this webinar with us today?
Absolutely, Shubhani. Can you hear me properly and can you see the screen?
Yes, all good. We can hear you very loudly, and the screen's clear. Just a quick reminder to those who've joined us. Also, guys, keep posting your questions here. So, as you can see, Praneeth, just before he gets into his introduction, he will also be helping with the answers. So, just keep your questions coming, and we will take them up at the end.
All right. Thank you, Shubhani and the Lead Square team for having me here today. And welcome everyone to today's webinar. I hope all of you in the participants are doing well. We have taken about an hour to learn something new, which I believe will expand our respective businesses in real estate. And I really appreciate you guys taking out the time. What I'm going to try to do is make it very value dense. So you can take away at least one action item and hopefully more to implement in your business. Yeah. So on that note, let us get started. So the agenda for today's webinar, you can majorly put it into three categories. One is firstly the impact of COVID on real estate. But more importantly, the focus will be on what we can do about it and where the opportunities are, rather than focusing on the negative impacts of COVID, which is which are quite obvious to the whole industry, right? The other two sections are again taking those opportunities which we find in the first section and figure out real life executable solutions that Inmost and Lead Squared have come up with jointly to help real estate developers and channel partners equally to increase their sales velocity and make the processes more efficient, right? So three sections. One is we're going to talk about the opportunities, the broad areas, and the rest of the two sections will be focused more on what you can make out of it, in especially in the current scenario, right? Before that, just a bit of background about Inmost. I'm the founder and CEO of Inmost. We started in 2018. It's been a good 18 months run for us. And in this period, we've been able to partner with a few leading providers like Lead Squared and deliver 15 plus enterprise implementations for them. So the whole thesis when we started Inmost was to first of all work in the digital transformation space and really bring some new solutions to the market, which are which provide some unique value, right? And when we saw this space, we already noticed players like Lead Square who were providing very robust lead management, marketing automation solutions. And what we decided was that we'll build on top of the already existing work that has been done for the last 7 years, 8 years in the market, and then provide value additions which make for the customer make a solution end to end, right? So essentially our goal is to add vertical specific depth to the whole lead squad ecosystem, and one of our finest verticals is real estate, and we'll talk about a few solutions that we have today as well. So majorly, let's just cover what the COVID scenario really means for the real estate sector. And there are two places where there is a serious hit that is happening. And the first one is, of course, the demand. And the second one is, just building that inventory. That means construction, right? So for demand, obviously, your salaried class people are certainly hit due to uncertainty over their jobs, a lot of pay cuts that are happening. And from speaking to a lot of developers, we see current volumes being 20% or 10% or even less than that, than what it used to be before, in terms of just lead volume and the deal volume that is coming out. It is a tough time. No one is willing to get out, and rightly so. And since real estate is like heavily based on face-to-face transactions, this is definitely going to impact not just in the short run, which is probably the next 2-3 months, but even later down the line. The recovery period is going to be slightly longer, and especially when there is such uncertainty over your job and your pay cuts, there is obviously less confidence in the customer to take home loans, right? So the demand is definitely taken a hit. On the construction side, there is a supply chain disruption. Material is not going to come as it used to before. Labor is unavailable. So what we see is that the new projects which are just getting started, or the excavation has just begun, is going to be very hard for new projects. And even the customers are smart, right? So no one is really going to invest in a project which had a lead cycle of 3 years or more than that. So that's going to be a big impact. But on the ongoing projects or projects which are near completion or ready possession, what we've seen is that a lot of developers are able to win and close deals of all ticket sizes, right? Small, medium, large. uh, Obviously they've had to be more lenient on the pricing, and the payment terms have had to be more flexible. But fundamentally, the fact that they're able to do business, whatever percentage of what it was before, is really promising, right? So the sector will see growth. What we see that is, there will be a latent unfulfilled demand, like people who have set aside the decision to buy property, who are going to come back, and who are going to, that funnel is certainly going to get bigger, right? What we don't know is how long will it take for these things to pan out, right? So but how we see that is, this is a temporary dip. There have been pandemics before, probably not a severe ones like this in the last 100 years, but there have been pandemics before, and the economy has recovered before, right? So this is not a completely new situation, an unprecedented one, but not a new situation, right? So the way we see this is that demand is currently at a very low, but probably we don't know the recovery period. Probably in 6 months or up to a year, it might take a bit more longer, but this will go up, right? And what I want to focus more on is that how we can use this particular time that we have, this current downtime. How can we be ready for the upswing that comes later on, right? In, let's say, in 6 to 9 months or up to a year, right? How can we make our systems robust beforehand, to be ready for that high volume, right? So we've noticed a few opportunities that are there in the current scenario for real estate. One is on the current sales side, right? So as I was mentioning, many of the developers are able to still see volume of deals coming in, probably much lower than before. And most of these are for ready position projects, and bargain hunters, right, are most likely to be active right now, right? People who have the money, who are probably not dependent on a job to buy real estate, they are likely to be most active to look for lucrative prices, right, along with the investors, right? So what we need for sales teams to be able to close these deals is, they need to be very well equipped to sell virtually, right? And most salespeople in the real estate segment have always been about face to face, right? And selling face to face and selling virtually is a very different ball game, right? So they need to be equipped, right? They need to be trained, and not just from a tooling perspective or just the infra perspective of enabling them, but also simple etiquette, like just checking your connection before the call starts, right? Avoiding backlighting so that you don't appear as a shadow to the customer, making sure that the customer knows that you're going to connect on a video call, so that they also turn their video on, right? So giving that kind of a training will be quite important in the next few months, right? The other thing that we obviously are seeing from real estate developers in terms of the tools is, many of them want to develop a virtual sales gallery experience, wherein, as in the physical space, the customer walks in and the kind of experience that he gets, talking to the staff over there, talking to the salespeople who walk them through the project, is quite different, right? So we have solutions. After talking to multiple developers, we've built across a solution, which gives you that virtual sales gallery experience, and we will also talk about it in the next segment, right? um, the second part is, how can we use this downtime, since essentially the volume is quite low. How could you use the time that the team currently has, to implement new solutions and to get them comfortable with new solutions, right? So we're going to talk about a lot of new lead squad automations, new lead squad features, which real estate developers in this current downtime could implement, so that they can be ready for the next phase, right? So let's go to the first solution, which is around the virtual sales gallery and the booking portal. Right. So this is a solution that we have. It's built as a platform, right? So that we can take up any real estate developer and get them live with a virtual sales gallery in less than 5 days. And the way we have built it is quite customizable, right? So there are possibly two phases to this portal. One is where you show the uh, amenities or show the qualities of the particular project that you have, right? Things like your 3D views, your brochures, and so on, right? So these could come pre-login, okay, which means you could show all of that before the customer having to log in, or you could show them behind a login screen, right? Which means the customer has to enter their mobile number or a token number to get inside, right? So for the purpose of demo, what we've done is, we have uh, put all the collateral, all the views inside the login screen. So I'm just gonna do that. And here what we can also do is we can integrate, if you have a token management system and if you already given tokens to, let's say, people who've shown interest before in your properties, we can integrate that as well. Okay, so currently I'm just not going to put in a token, just put in my number. There's a OTP that I'll be getting, right? And if the person is already present in your master database, we can also pull in their details and personalize this entire experience for them. Right? So what you see is that this is already existing in my database, this customer, Rajneesh, and here you can have all the collateral that you have for your particular project. Now this is really a completely customizable screen, wherein you can put in your collaterals, you can put in your 3D views. We have partners who can capture 3D views of your projects, and we can display them onto the screen over here, right? And what you'll also see is, along with this particular screen, we also have for the customer to connect with the salespeople over here, right? So they can either connect via WhatsApp, via a meeting. They can book a meeting right from here, or they can ask for a call back. And what we've also done in this portal to simulate that virtual sales experience, whenever a customer logs into this portal, we can actually send a link to the sales team. Okay. And from that link, they can actually control the screen of the customer and walk them through each of the brochures, walk them through each of the different views and amenities that you have, go inside a flat, show them the flat, and so on, right? So that the salesperson can really take control and walk the customer through, right? So that is one part of getting the interest going for the customer. The other part is the booking of it, right? So this booking portal, when you click on book now, allows you to choose a particular wing that you're interested in, right? Here we can have a map like this, or we can also have representations of wings as towers, and the person can visually click on a particular tower and go to the next screen, which is looking at the inventory that is available. So the way we have configured this demo is basically once the person selects the wing, we can directly show him all the inventory that is available for the customer to purchase. But the second option is that we ask them to enter their budget and their configuration, whether they want a 1 BHK or a 2 BHK, etc., and then get them to see only those flats which are matching their budget and configuration. Right? But for this demo's purpose, we've just removed that phase out of this. So what can happen is whenever a customer clicks on a particular flat, they see all the details related to that flat, and you still have the salesperson who can still control this experience from here on as well, right? So they can show the customer which inventory is available. They can talk about that inventory. They can click on view floor plan and show the floor plan of that inventory to the customer, and so on. The next step is obviously to go ahead and view the cost sheet. So here is the cost sheet that we have over here. This can be customized based on the conversation that happens between the salesperson and the particular customer. But let's say if this was final, the person could proceed to the booking. Then you have your standard booking form that can be customized as per your requirement, right? So basically the person enters their first name, last name, address, and so on. Right? You could also have a KYC verification over here. So what we've done is we've integrated with NSDL's database, and whenever a customer enters a PAN number, we can actually validate it and give a confirmation right over here that this is a valid PAN number. Any documents that need to be collected on this booking form can easily be collected over here. And once the entire booking form is completed, you click on save and you move to pay the booking amount online, right? So for this, we have integrations with multiple payment gateways. Okay. So for the payment gateways, you have integration with them. If you already have one, we can integrate with that. Or otherwise, what we could do is we could just help you procure another payment gateway, right? And yeah, few of the features that might not have been visible in the portal, but we can also integrate with digital signature tools, right? So that the person agrees to the terms and conditions before actually making the booking payment, to just avoid any sort of conflicts after that, right? We can integrate with your ERP solution. So if you use something else for inventory management, we could integrate with that. But we are also bringing in a new solution related to inventory management on Lead Squared itself. So that can be deployed as well. And the sales walkthrough that I spoke about, right? The salesperson can take remote access and walk them through the project features, right? The whole view is completely customized as per your brands. So we have a dashboard on which you can customize all of this, configure your booking forms, make this mobile responsive, and so on. And also this can be hosted on your domain. So it is well branded. It looks really good. Right? So, Shivani, I just want to stop over here and take if there are any questions. Just pause for like 30 seconds.
Not yet, Praneeth. I don't see any questions coming in, so I think we can continue. But I would like to remind the
Okay.
audience anyway, if you have questions, please do post them and we will take them up. So, Praneeth, I think we can
Perfect.
continue. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Thanks, Shivani. So yeah, so that was one part of the entire solution that which we have kept, keeping COVID in mind and the needs of the real estate partners to build this virtual sales gallery and booking portal. Um, the next thing that I'm going to show you is basically around improvements on top of the Lead Squared platform itself. Right. And as I was mentioning before, since it is a downtime, this could be a very good opportunity to add in a few of these features so that so that you can utilize your team's time, help them get comfortable with the system, and then once the volume starts growing, you're completely ready and established with these new processes. Right? So if you are a Lead Squared customer, you would already be aware of these features that you see on the left hand side, which is on the call center side. There is a mobile CRM that Lead Squared has to enable reps who are on the site and conducting site visits. So there is a very ready field sales app that they have. Then you get the marketing automation, and the beauty of all of this is that all of these features that you see sit on one database, right? So the you don't have two or three disparate tools to do all of these separate things, right? And if you have a lot of tools in silos running, it always adds to integration issues. No matter how much you perfect it, there's always going to be syncing issues. So the good part about Lead Squared always has been that it has had a very robust system for all of these things. What we've now added is on top of it is these few modules which are very configurable and seamlessly integrated with your existing Lead Square instance, or if you are a Lead Squared instance, this is like the complete package for you. So the first is inventory management, and this was very critical for real estate customers because inventory is very, very key and central to whole real estate sales, right? And what we've been uh, so let me do one thing. I'll talk about post-sale CRM and all of these pieces as we go through it. But let's get into inventory management first. Uh, so what we noticed was as pain points was that teams typically work on Excels for inventory management, or there is some old school ERP in the system, which really doesn't talk to your lead management system, and it causes a lot of chaos and issues. Let's say a flat is getting booked by a sales user, but the data is not entered in the ERP, and someone else goes ahead and ends up and making a commitment, right? So all of those issues are obviously there, and for the management, you don't get a very deep analytics of the inventory. Creating inventory is hard, so typically all of these solutions have had very manual processes, or you bulk upload Excel sheets, which is not again the perfect way to create inventory. So we have simplified the inventory creation process a lot. And then there is some needs which are very custom to real estate, right? You want to fluctuate pricing on certain conditions. You want to apply pricing differences on floor rises, on direction, on a particular wing, on the whether it's a garden facing or out facing flat, and so on, right? If you want to give new offers and you want to change the pricing of the entire project, all of that becomes very difficult in a lot of current setups that we've seen. After that, we come to the whole post sales part of it, wherein how do you ensure that payments are collected on time? How can you automate those kind of processes? So that is something that we've also worked on, which we'll show to you. And what you saw last is, can you complete the booking journey for inventory online, is what I just showed to you. Right. So we're going to focus on a few of these parts now. And let me just again go back to the Lead Squared platform. And so let's say once you talk to us and once we get you on board onto the inventory management system, you will have it embedded inside your Lead Squared platform itself. So you can just directly go to apps and inventory management. You will start seeing a screen like this, wherein you can track all your projects that are currently running. and also measure the kind of productivity and the kind of sales performance that has been happening on these projects. So I can just go inside, and I can see the basic details of that particular project. And what I could also do is I can see a table view of all the inventory that I have. So I can, just bifurcate them on the basis of the stage. So I just want to see all the sold inventory that is there in the system, uh, for which tower, for which wing, and so on. So I could do all of those bifurcations. Lastly, what I could do is I could also see a building view of that inventory, right? So that at a glance, you could see what all inventory that we have available, and the engine used to run this is the same that is used to run the front-facing portal that you just saw. But on the admin portal, what you could do is at a glance you can see which of the flats are available and which of them have been booked, right? Which of them have been sold, and how many of them are still yet to be sold. Right? So I could just go on to, let's say, a particular flat. Right? I could see all the details for that particular unit. I could have a floor plan which is also embedded in that particular unit, and I could also see all the interested leads for that particular property. Right? Now, as your salespeople do actions on this inventory, so there's a sales view to the inventory as well, wherein salespeople could take certain actions. Those actions start reflecting over here, right? So whenever, let's say, a booking happens, or let's say someone shows interest in a particular property, you'll start seeing a list of all your leads under this section. Okay, and let's say you're trying to sell off a particular inventory, let's say a particular unit that has been remaining, you can just get a list of all the leads who've shown interest in this property and put them in a calling queue and have your salespeople work over them. So this is a very good view for going into a specific unit and seeing the kind of interest that has been there. Now, there are a few more engines on the whole inventory management. I'm just going to dive into the post sales part of it a bit, which is around work completion. Right? Now, since a developer only gets paid when a certain part of the tower or the wing has been completed, what we built over here is work completion tracking. So you could just choose the tower and the wing, and you have all the stages which have been pre-configured, and there is a dashboard to configure these stages as well. And let's say an operations person or someone who's managing this particular operations, he could just go and mark a particular slab as completed. What that can trigger at the back end is it can trigger lead squads automations, and automatically, depending on that particular customer's payment schedule, it can send them a reminder on an SMS or an email. Or what it could also do is it could trigger a task to the relationship manager of the customer to remind the customer to make the payments. Right? So all of this is works really smooth because of being in the same platform. And so this is a bit on the post sale side of things. I'll just now move into how the inventory pieces look like on the sales users views, right? So this, what you saw over here is available only to the administrators. You obviously have the rights to change the access and make people administrators, but this is specifically only for administrators, right? And what we're going to look at now is basically a sales user's view of on how he can interact with the inventory.
So can we just quickly stop for a quick question, Praneeth?
Yes, Shibani. Yeah.
All right. So Rohan says, hello. How much time will it take for you to build this virtual journey in a project having 5 wings and 3 different configs?
Mhm. Um, Hi Rohan. So the config shouldn't be really a problem. Really customizing the configs takes about a day or two. Then to add your custom collateral, your configurations, molding the portal to your particular brand, that takes about a couple of days more, right? So all in all, we can go live with you in less than 5 days if there is, commitment from both the sides. but typically we've seen we are able to go live in about 7 to 8 days.
All right. If you have, all right. So he's saying okay. So yeah, his question's been answered.
Okay, perfect. Uh, yeah, so this is a particular lead, and if you're familiar with the Lead Squared platform, you have all the lead related details over here. You have your lead stage. The salesperson can add activities. What we have done over here for real estate developers, we have put in an inventory tab so that while the customer is having a sales conversation, he can just note the interest of the particular salesperson. He can select all the configurations that the person wants, and then he'll be able to see the list of all available properties for this particular configuration, right? And what happens is we don't show them all the book properties which they don't want to have or need to have access to. We show them only the available properties over here, and then there are a few actions that the sales user could take, right? They could either mark a particular lead as interested in this property, could block the inventory for this customer by putting in an offer price and an offer date, right? Or click on book, right? Now there are regulations inside the system itself that it will not allow the sales user to go below a certain price point, right? And if he has to go below a certain price point, there are certain vouchers that his manager has to generate. The person has to enter that voucher, and then only he can go below that price, right? So there are all of these regulations which are there behind the scenes, which are working. For the booking, we the lead square forms and processes are used, as you might already be aware of. So let's say once the customer clicks on book, a booking form could open up, which is again a very similar kind of form that you saw on the main portal, right? So, and this can be also shared as a link so that the customer can himself fill this form. And as you can see, all the information which is already there in the CRM is pre-filled, so that the customer really doesn't have to fill all of the information again. So this is on the booking side. One of the questions that we keep getting is on on the post sale side, is that how do you manage payment milestones? So basically, this is a sort of chart we have. So let's say you have defined all of these stages for a particular floor. You would be able to edit the percentage of total payments because this gets changed during the negotiation stage. And you could do that edit and freeze that, so that all the payment reminders which have to go basis the work completion stages, they go depending on this particular chart for that particular customer. So that is on the post sale side, right? So what I haven't showed you yet is how we are making the inventory creation process very simple, right? Now, whenever you go to create an inventory, you will be asked to fill in a few basic details and the name of that particular project. And what you could do next is you could create towers, you could add towers, and you could add wings under them, right? When you click on next, you're asked to enter configurations, which are basically what we call as typologies in the lead squared parlance. You enter all the details with respect to a particular configuration, number of bedrooms, whether there's a bathroom attached to it, and so on. So you complete a particular typology, and then we very simply ask you the number of floors in a building, and then show you a visual representation of that building. You can choose the floors which have the same type of units and same typologies. You can choose floors which are similar to each other, and then go ahead and mark each of the unit on that particular floor, and mark the attributes of that particular unit, right? So whether what is the configuration of that unit, what are the attributes of that unit, all of that could be easily mapped in one single go. And all of these floors easily get completed on the basis of that. Then you could just keep doing this until all the floors in a particular wing are done, right? And this makes the inventory creation process very simple. So typically we see in half an hour you can create like a complete wing. And if let's say two wings are very similar, you can just copy paste all the configurations of that wing to another wing, and you can keep multiplying those, right? Then there's a pricing engine which is available. So you could have certain levers based on, let's say, the facing of the flat, the direction of that flat, the floor rise. You could configure the dynamic prices, right? So you set a base price for a particular project, and then each of the units, the pricing can be customized using this right? Payment gateways that we were already talking about. This is something for token payments. There are ready-made integrations with these payment gateways that we could easily integrate with. But any payment gateway which has an open API, we can integrate with that. Yeah. A lot of tasks that can be automated. I think people who are familiar with Lead Squared already know that let's say something as simple as a phone call getting happened, let's say a site visit getting scheduled. I can automatically distribute the leads to a particular project, to a sales group within that project, and automate a lot of these smaller things. Right. So this is something we of course have on the post sale side as well. And yes, that's about the presentation that we have for today. Would love to hear if there are any questions, comments. Uh, I have my email ID and phone number both on this last slide. So anyone wants to directly reach out and know more about these solutions, get in a more detailed demo, would love to get in touch with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Praneeth. So, guys, if you have any questions, please keep them coming. I will move to Faiza's question now. So,
Mhm.
the question is, if we have channel partners, in brackets brokers, so can we manage that as well in this software?
Yes, that is correct. That's a different module that we have within Lead Square. It's called as Lead Squared Portals, right? So what ends up happening is that you don't want to give them Lead Squared licenses because one reason is the cost, and the other reason is that you don't want to open up all the leads to channel partners, right? So we can create separate portals on which channel partners can log in and they can submit their leads if the leads are duplicate, right? So for example, if it's already there in your database, we can flag those up. There is a ready module which we can implement there, and yeah, that's right.
Okay. And what sort of timelines can one expect while implementing Lead Square?
What we've seen in our experience is it takes about, right? If the scope of automations, or in general, the level of advancement that you want to go in the CRM is not super high, and let's say there are not too many systems to integrate with, right? So one of the key pieces is if whether we want to integrate with third party systems or not. So if that is excluded, we can go live in less than a month very easily, even less than that if you just want to go live with a basic setup. But given full fledged automations, probably a month. If integrations with other systems are to be done, probably around 30, 45 days. But it depends. I mean, depends on the requirement, but usually that's the range.
Okay, great. So I don't see any more questions coming in. So I am going to end the session sooner than usual, but that's all right. It's a very crisp and brief session, and I'm sure a lot of people took insights from it. I know some of you were asking me about Praneeth's coordinates. So yes, his details are on your screen. Please do reach out to him if you have any further questions, and some of you wanted the recording as well, so that will also be shared with you. Thank you so much, Praneeth, for giving us your time and for taking us through this.
Thank you, Shivani. Thanks for having me here.
Great. So I'll see y'all again for the next webinar to the audience, and look out for an email from me which will have the recording and deck for this session. See you another time for another session. Thanks again, Praneeth. Take care. Bye bye.